The following program is intended for mature audiences.
Oh, yeah. It's big bosoms and square jaws time. I'm Flesh Wound Dan, your modern action star, joined by producer Todd.
I'm already feeding his ego. Good evening. I don't care.
And Bugs Dread.
Namaste. Howdy.
You're just going to ruin the mood like 2 seconds.
What?
I was
Just
in a
kill
good
the vibe.
mood. Happy to talk about some Russ Meyer on 4.
Yep.
On 4K.
There you go.
Oh, I had up backwards there. Now it's
There you go. It works.
Missy Elliott. Flip it and reverse it.
You're just going down with it. Nothing?
Nope.
Okay. That was a Russ Meyer pun. I should have gotten some credit for that, but that's all right. Yeah, we're back once again for some more Russ Meyer 4K action. I am once again action legend Flesh Wound Dan, joined by producer Todd.
Good evening.
And
Wait, did we already do this?
Yes.
Are you like literally doing it again now?
I didn't think I said your name.
You did.
Did.
Oh,
I was going to let it go in case you wanted to cut the rest of it down.
I could. I should have kept my mouth shut. I could have got rid of
I
all that
did it
nonsense.
twice. So yeah, how are you guys doing tonight?
You could ask us a third time. I don't know what. Yeah,
We're here. We're here to talk about Russ Meyer and big boobies. I'm
Big
okay.
Giant boobs. 4K boobs too. So all right. So we'll get right into it with our oldest movie for this evening from 1965, and once again, director Russ Meyer, Motorpsycho. And in this film, a vengeful veterinarian and a grieving widow join forces to track down a trio of violent bikers after they commit heinous acts against their loved ones. So, all right. So, this is a period of time where the nudie cuties had largely died out and filmmakers moved on to rougher, more violent material. And this is kind of a good example of an early revenge and also an early vetsploitation film. It's not as graphic as you're going to probably expect from certain Russ Meyer films when it comes to the sex. I mean, remember, this is still 1965.
I was going to say, take that into consideration. It was still pretty out there for the time.
It was, yeah. I mean, you have to realize, like, at the time, and there's a story on the 4K where Alex Rocco was talking about his sister seeing this movie, and it's like, there's boobs everywhere. And it's like, well, not really. I mean, they're not pulling them out at the very least at this particular time. But yeah, Motorpsycho, bikersploitation, vetsploitation, kind of a little bit just right before the biker boom of movies.
Three Rambos that ride bikes that are assholes.
Yes, exactly.
on and off the screen too.
Yeah.
And it also gave Russ the idea to pull a gender swap and make Faster Pussycat Kill Kill right after this. So that, of course, is one of his giant hits. And the OG title was Rio Vengeance. And, Russ Meyer had dealt with a lot of censorship battles that we talk about a lot on our previous Russ Meyer's episode. And he kind of wanted to make more of an action film. And this features Haji, the debut of Haji, who... Beauty standards were different back in the day, but I'm telling you, Haji was a smoke show in any time in the world. Like, she was such a beautiful woman. And I didn't know this, Todd. Did you know that Haji's daughter was Kelsey Grammer's live-in girlfriend for almost a decade?
I did not know that.
A random little bit of trivia that came up
salads
with
and scrambled eggs. Okay.
there might be some tossed salads there.
Yeah.
I'm sure
And
Kelsey
scrambled
is
eggs. Huevos.
This movie was kind of more or less lost for a long time. It got doubled up in the U.S. with William Castle's Homicidal, among other movies, for some double bills. But until about 1995, this one was very underseen. And it is Russ Meyer's tamest film, but I do think if you're a fan of old school exploitation and biker films, obviously Alex Rocco went on to have a very big career.
Godfather. I mean, he's a very recognizable face. You couldn't watch TV in the 80s without Alice Rocco popping in on.
Dude, when he popped
Columbo.
up, I was like, fuck, he's young.
Like, immediately, like you can tell it's him right when you see him.
Yeah.
That's the first time I saw this. That was my first thing too.
Haji had a little bit of. She was in John Cassavetes' Killing of a Chinese Bookie, and apparently fucked Cassavetes, the lucky bastard. But what do you guys think about this one? We haven't done a lot of these biker movies on the show, which I do personally enjoy. What did you think? First time watch for Motorpsycho, Pugs?
Yes, sir. I'm down for more biker movies. Hell on Wheels and shit. This was excellent. Like, I loved the black and white, obviously. I'm a big fan of that. I was shocked at how awesomely the vets were portrayed. Like, their PTSD before PTSD was, like, common knowledge.
Yeah.
Like, you could see that their brains aren't working as they should, and one in particular. Despicable characters. I liked them a little, so I can, I'm on staying on brand. I understood why they were going after those girls, because come on, practically begging for it. I'm just kidding. No, it's excellent, and it's start to finish. I was entertained the entire time. This is how you do this. Blueprint. He nailed it. Well, I was about to rate it. No, this is fucking excellent. First time watching, it won't be the last, because I do want to revisit.
Well, I'm glad this was the first of the black and white ones Severin put out, because I do agree with Dan. This is probably the most tame.
Yeah, it is. It pretty much, or at least his second most tame movie.
Lorna and Mudhoney, you're in for a treat when we get to those.
I want
which
Mudhoney next.
Both are before this also. So it's like I'm glad this one came out first, because I do feel like it is the tamest.
He was going for a drive-in audience over a more sexploitation audience.
Yeah. But he still has all of his elements in there. I don't know if you notice this. There is one scene where there's some obvious manipulation to hide the nipple when they're sitting in the car. And it was weird, because it was obvious they didn't want it shown at that point. So there is still a little bit of censorship, I noticed. That I don't, and it's never looked so clear, so I've never noticed it before.
Yeah.
Both of these films look crisp as fuck, by the way.
Yeah.
All of Russ Meyer's stuff it was shot with love. Like, his stuff never looked cheap. He had an eye for how to shoot his girls. Just the angle.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. He was very, very good at that. There's reasons why there's courses taught at film schools on his films, which some people might laugh at that, but I mean, the guy was a legend.
That's stupid. Like, he's fucking. There's a reason why you know his fucking name.
Yes.
Cream rises to the top.
And I get why some people look down on his later stuff, because they're a lot more cartoony. He has different eras, and I like them all. But I mean, there's something like this the Motorpsycho era we're in a little bit right here. This is like, it's a lot more rough, and I like this era. But I still love the Vixen films. The Vixen films probably closer to this era still, the first one. Mm-hmm. And then we get like, that's a good like, you're able to see like the change slowly happen. when you watch that trilogy.
Yeah, his career definitely evolves, and I really, which I mean, we'll kind of get into it with our second film. I kind of like the smutty Looney Tunes feel of his movies. You know, you get to that point where it's like, yeah, that's a Russ Meyer's movie. That distinct style we kind of talked about. You know how Andy Sedaris, a little bit after him, had that distinct style, and yeah, and I like these movies. I mean, you can look at it now, and yeah, okay, it's kind of tame, but this was, you know, that era of like paranoia about beatniks, and you know, it is one of the very first like Vietnam PTSD films, which, I mean, I'm trying to think if there was something before this. There really couldn't have been something much before this. So I think, you know, because 1965, it was still in progress, but
you got to go with the times, because 3 vets rolling up on like Vespas, practically, the little motorbikes, don't look as intimidating today as it did back then. But so I'm like, I'm gonna allow this because of the time period. So go with it.
Russ knew what he was doing.
This does have one very Russ Meyer moment where he gets bit by a snake, and then just the dialogue, suck it, suck it, suck it, suck it out, suck it, and he just repeats it over and over, and it's just hilarious.
And even funnier, they talk about it in the extra that Alex Rocco didn't get it at the time.
Yeah,
what was going on?
Doing a blowjob joke.
No. He said he was so young and naive, he didn't. But yeah, he got it later.
Also, kudos to like some of these guys, like an Alex Rocco, who did go on to bigger mainstream, more mainstream success, for putting over Russ Meyer. Like, you know, he
gave him his career, though. I mean, how could he not?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you know, this was
Godfather after. He got to work with Joe Spinell. God, forget everyone else. God, could you imagine Joe Spinell showing up in the Russ Meyer?
No tits are safe.
And yeah, he had you know, some dark times, life of crime before he got into the movies. So there's an interesting history to dive in there. Some but as it stands, yeah, I do think this one's a lot of fun. I think these biker movies are cool, and I was trying to remember the gang that he was affiliated with, but he was affiliated with the Winter Hill gang out of Boston, and had to beat murder charges before this. So, in a lot of ways, you could argue that Russ Meyer may have you know, saved his life in some ways, so he didn't revert back into that past. So. So any closing?
That's the biker gang, motorcycle club. That's their name, Winter Hill.
No. That was the actual like sort of mafia gang out of Boston, Winter Hill gang. They weren't a biker gang, I don't think.
Pretty lame. If any surviving members, fix that shit.
You're gonna have this happen to you. So be careful.
Bring it.
Pugs is gonna laugh at their Vespas and they're gonna jump.
Yeah.
Chasing them around,
out of my face.
blowing out their hips. Yes. All right. So, any closing thoughts on this before we rate it?
No, this is excellent, start to finish. Loved it.
All right. So again, not going to be for those of you seeking the Russ Meyer sleaze. So it won't be for you. So don't be disappointed. I know these are more expensive 4Ks, so keep that in mind. But I like this one a lot.
There's still some sleaze in it. It's just not full on cartoon era sleaze.
Yeah. Not going to be anybody's favorite Russ Meyer film, but
It might be your favorite biker picture, though.
Possibly. Okay. I'm at 3.5. I like this one a lot.
Okay.
Shocker, I'm higher. I'm a 4 on this one. I do enjoy this one quite a bit.
Todd, we were on the same page. I am a 4 out of 5. Right. That was it. Really good.
Nice.
I'm surprised it hasn't been remade, especially like, you know, after all the wars that are going on. It's
There's
not too
a
late, I
lot
guess.
similar.
There's only been one Russ Meyer film remade, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Faster Pussycat, fuck. Speaking of which, just guys, heads up out there.
Elizabeth Starr, who I had a moment with.
as of our recording, Faster Pussycat Kill is back in print. Diabolic has some. They're the actual press discs. They're not an old stock. They're actually a new print. I'm sure we will get a features laden one later from Severin, but as of now, if it's only, I think it's under $30. So if you're, I know a lot of people paid the bootleg prices, but right now you can pick one up if you want Faster Pussycat Kill. Just throwing that out there.
All right. Yeah, that's might be a good option just in case, because I don't know. I don't know if
we're all assuming. I'm assuming we'll get one, but as of now, they're making some. Yeah, they put them back in print. So,
all right. So, moving ahead to 1976, also from director Russ Meyer, we have Up. Not to be confused with the Pixar film, because that would be a very awkward.
There is a lot of big balloons in here, but they are full of helium.
Yes. Very
Let's get
big.
that mashup going.
And the old man in here is a lot different. Got a nice little mustache Dan's a fan of.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you, Dad.
This is Kanye's favorite Russ Meyer film, by the way.
It has to be.
I just want him to run up on stage. It's like, I just want to say
Russ Myers is the best.
Up is the best movie. Ooh. All right, so Up. So I think it'll tell you a little bit more if I read a different description instead of the back cover, because story in this one is kind of all over the place. But a well-endowed hitchhiker arrives in a town that has been rocked by the murder of a depraved fascist warlock named Adolf Schwartz, and finds herself pitted against a parade of perverts and ne'er-do-wells. So Up. I'll get that out of the way first. This is the Looney Tunes smut, Russ Meyer.
This is like often looked at as the first one where it's like, really, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Understandably, it's wild.
Plot is very erratic. I mean, just the beginning of this movie, just the very beginning of this movie, we see this Adolf Schwartz character. I think you can read between the lines on who that is.
He's got a Chaplin mustache. Does that help?
The Charlie Chaplin enthusiast. And it opens up with him being whipped, motorboating a gimp's titties and being whipped by this guy in a pilgrim costume.
That hat was cool.
Yeah, which leads to him getting like spanked by a lady and having another Asian lady named Limehouse sit on his face. And so pretty much we're just getting one big orgy with Mr. Schwartz opening this movie.
More of a train than an orgy, because they took turns. They didn't go all at the same time, sir.
This is true. I mean,
come on, Dan, get your terms right.
There was a couple people participating, but it also kind of builds up to the pilgrim giving Adolf the business and the back door, let's say. So
it was mouth stuff too.
Afterwards too, which is like not
clean it off.
This was pre-Clerks too, so they didn't know.
This is true. So yeah, from the beginning, you know you're in for a really wild ride. And the big thing as far as plot goes is, I guess you could call this a murder mystery, because somebody throws a piranha in Mr. Schwartz's bathtub, and that's that's kind of the story. But this is like very I don't want to say vignette, because it all kind of comes together at the end, as we kind of get later. This has a scene and it's blink or you'll miss it. Had me laughing so fucking hard, my sides hurt. And it is during the assault in the river, and our assaulter just randomly goes up onto a log and hits a Bobby Eaton-esque leg drop on the girl.
Yeah, I said the same. Flying leg drop.
It was just like holy shit.
You can tell it's WrestleMania season. Dan keeps figuring a way to get a wrestling reference on our shows.
She does Hulk up and win that fight. Spoiler alerts. But all right, there's a lot of crazy shit in here and a ton of gorgeous girls. Raven Delacroix is stunning. This is one of those movies in between all of the sexual shenanigans. Like, you get some amazing eye candy. Kitten Natividad, who's I know one of Todd's all-time favorites.
I'm going to ask because I think Pugs has seen enough now to kind of gathered who his favorite so far is. So I'm going to ask that question at the end.
Okay.
I can answer right now because
I know, but
yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get into that after we do the film, though. So,
but yeah, no. I like these movies a lot. And what do you think, Pugs? I can't remember. Were you on our last Russ Meyer show?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was a big fan of Vixen.
A big fan of Vixen. Big fan of this one as well. Okay.
I knew you would be.
Yeah, Up is the shit.
Why we're taped.
Yeah. This is a wild fucking story. You open up with Schwartz, Adolf. The rest of the time you're playing with house money. We just saw him like in a bunch of sexual acts. I don't care what else we do. And then he fucking kept shooting 3-pointers. We have a lumberjack that is totting. He gets Todd rage, which is fucking awesome.
I like two at once. I'm like, I'm taking notes here. He's stacking them.
He holds them both and just breaks through a wall.
I'm like, yeah.
How's this not a gimmick, Todd? Where it be Halloween?
I will be Rafi.
Love that guy. I even like. I forgot the bartender's name. The Pilgrim. We'll call him Pilgrim. Pilgrim fucking is awesome. His lady's cool. I liked everybody, even when some reveals happen. You know, I'm like, that's kind of cheesy, but you know what? Again, fucking Adolf, house money. This takes twists and turns, ups and downs, but we land in such a entertaining place that I'm like, this is badass. I can't ask for more. Wild shit, very entertaining. Big boobs, and they're all fucking hot. Even the dark one. Can't complain.
Gwendolyn, yes.
Yeah.
Good
shit.
Good lesbian scene with sweet little Alice.
That also was fucking hilarious. Like, it's pansexual. This is for pansexual people. You'll love it.
Todd, well, I know this is going to be a love fest for you. I've still got some stuff to say about this one, but where does this rank? I'm sure it's one of your favorites.
Honestly, it's one of my favorites of the later era, but there's probably surprisingly more films if I was to do a top 10 that are higher.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mentioned a couple earlier that I really love. I'm kind of torn between the cartoony era and the like rough ones. Like,
yeah,
I mean, I get a little of it here with Ralphie or Ralph. What Ralphie,
I believe.
But yeah, so yeah, I really do enjoy this one. It is just all over the place, and it's a good party movie.
It is. Yeah.
And I think the later Vixens are like that too. You could really feel it. Like it's there in Super Vixens, but it's turned up, and then we're balls to the wall by the time we get to Beyond the Valley. The Super Vixens. Ultra Vixens?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The last one. Yeah. So, but yeah, always a good time. It's one that like it's when we throw in the whole Adolf storyline, it is like, okay, we're going just right out the gate. I remember the first time I see it, like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah,
There's another reveal down there where I was just like, "Oh, you guys just fucking went for it! Hell yeah! Where are the clones if we're gonna do this?" Good shit.
yeah. And yeah, there's just something about this, and Todd nailed it. It's a great party movie because I mean, you're probably not gonna lose the plot, which, like I said, is kind of only barely there. I love that we get some chainsaw gore in this one out of nowhere too. And yeah, just beautiful women. I mean, Kitten Natividad is nude the entire time, and her narration, the Greek chorus portion, was written by Roger Ebert, Russ Meyer collaborator. So that all
Broken
that
clock, right twice a day.
I love the
he was
blow.
just there. Sorry, he was just there to get Russ Meyer scraps.
No.
He was also a fan of the Buxy woman, Buxom woman.
Like, Russ, I'm going to tell you, one day I'm just going to start attacking these slasher films.
They were classy pictures, like
I love during the BJ scene where his toes just break out through his shoes and everything.
That
Like,
shit cracked me up too. Straight out of Roger Rabbit.
this movie is just gold. I loved it, and everything you could want in a sexploitation film. If you like this sort of Looney Tunes humor thrown in there with just a nonstop barrage of "what the fuck am I watching" moments, this is for you.
And a police officer we can root for.
Or who can survive a chainsaw through the chest, apparently, and be fine.
Wait, I thought that was an axe to the chest.
It was
Wasn't
an
it?
axe.
Yeah.
Did he get the axe or the chainsaw?
Yeah. No, he got the axe.
All right. Yeah.
Missed
But
this part
I
by
do-
that much.
I do love that they kept that wound off camera the entire time.
Yeah, it's just you know what you're in for.
Look,
Once you
don't
get
cock
going.
block.
Yeah,
There you go.
there you go. So yeah,
until I run through a wall with a bitch in each arm. That's the goal. You
I
can
don't
see
know.
him dropping him as he's getting through the wall too. It's awesome.
I don't know.
That was more tasteful than fucking Taskmaster, dude.
I don't know. I don't know how we could do that in the context of a wrestling match, but I want a dude carrying off two girls breaking through a wall somehow. I don't know how
Reverse the Hell in a Cell. You come up from the ring, and instead of Kane coming in, you fucking just mow the door down with two hose.
Yeah, and just like disappears into the back with them. Yeah.
No, fuck that. Walk through the crowd.
He's got like Rhea Ripley and Alexa Bliss, and
You're aiming high. Alexa Bliss is understandable. We can get the smaller ones. Lena Vega, probably.
all right, Alexa Bliss and Selena Vega. You just see the crowd part, and just everybody's just like clapping.
I see Braun doing this, by the way. If
Oh
we're-
my
if we're
God,
doing
if
the-
anybody can.
You drop me down to your level, Dan. Damn it.
Can you imagine the storyline if Braun just starts kidnapping women? Just
Well, if they relaunch Lucha Underground, this better be the first angle.
Braun just does like some souped up Russ Meyer gimmick.
Monster Snatcher.
We need some Super Vixen hose like gimmicks now.
Yeah.
We do need that. We do need that. Well,
Russ
Super
knew as the
Bowl-
archetype he made. Yeah, okay.
Maybe if things don't work out for Tiffany Stratton, she can be one of the new like Braun girls.
Brawn girls.
Yeah, she's got the titties for it, so
Yeah.
she makes sense. There is just like a pinch of racism in this movie
Where?
too. Without like being too obvious. When sees his dick and is like, "Oh, it's all red. Looks like you were fucking a
Native American. Who you prefer
Yeah.
that? Is
There
that
you
the word they used?
There's a little bit of that, but not too bad. So, yeah, I mean, what do you guys say? Because I have a blast with this. There's nothing like this today.
Yeah. Are we rating it?
Yeah,
Or
let's
final
rate it
thoughts?
unless you have anything else to say about it.
I'm trying to think of anything. I can't. It's really fucking good. And I came in thinking I was going to give this a 4.5, but like, nah, I'm going to give this a 5. This is badass. I love it.
That's where I'm at too, between the 4.5 and the 5. And I think me knowing the catalog, I think I have really other 5s, and I think I'm going to keep this one at a 4.5.
Even with Adolf getting it?
Even, you know what? I was going to say the double DP, but that's not it. The double SA is going to make me give it a 5.
All right.
I'm a 5 as well. I mean,
and Kanye says 5. Also.
Why do you think Dan gave it 5? Actually, that's not true. If that was the case, he'd probably give it a 0 because he didn't like what they did to the Fuhrer.
Fucked up, God.
Well, I'm saying,
Mr. Schwartz was not a good man.
all right. So now my question is, Pugs kind of already answered it. Like, but I think Pugs has seen enough. Like, okay, I'll ask you this way: your standout Meyer girl so far,
It's
you'd like to see
still
more.
Tora Santana.
Okay.
They fucking ran together. Sora's a good name. Fucking Spartacus. I wonder if that's how they got it.
Good.
That was his wife. Oh.
Dan?
I would.
I'm not. This isn't. Your answer can change, Dan. I'm not, because I know you'll, as we're watching me, you'll be like, "Ooh, that one's probably."
Because like as of right now, that's the leading lady, but like I can't really say for sure.
Favorite Russ Meyer.
Yeah, it's hard to argue Raven. Raven's one of my top.
Mm.
So I mean, she's probably one of the most beautiful too.
I
also love
Haji.
Yeah, she's another one too.
Yeah.
I mean, like Lost Empire is another great one that Raven's in also. But I mean, Kitten has a special spot, and that has a lot to do with taking it off though too.
So you know, I have, yeah, it's an issue with bangs, like, but Faster Pussycat Kill, Miss Santana, for some reason, that whole get up makes it work.
Because they're done right. Like if they're done right, like if they're perfectly straight and exactly the way they're supposed to be.
Yeah. So like, I'm sure I could change, but like that outfit is ingrained. So
yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
We'll eventually do that one also. We'll also have to tackle the Fox titles, which won't be under the Bosomania label too. So.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm still like kind of thinking over my answer, so I might revise it. But
no, that's once we finish the series, I'll ask you again, Dan.
All right, guys. On that note, we will see you back here next time for some more Flesh Wound After Dark. Check out our other Russ Meyer show if you haven't, and also patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures, where it all starts at just $1. And we have other exclusive uncensored shows that you can't see here on YouTube. So support us. We don't do super chats, so we appreciate our patrons. And that's all I got. Good night.
Money's on the dresser.
I'll see you in Disneyland.